college, my aunt, who had had cancer for a decade, found out that her husband, my uncle, was having an affair. In the span of a few months, she wrote a manifesto called How Beauty Got Over the Beast. And then she died. She left me $10,000. With the money, I bought the car known as Kia Soul. Everybody knows about the Kia Soul. I think that's for two reasons. One is the cartoonish, soft cube shape, and the other is the hamster commercials, which have not been on the air for years, but still seem to play a huge role in the zeitgeist. The hamsters drove cars, wore sweatshirts, and most of all loved hip-hop music. I instructed myself to be the hamster. So when I was deciding whether to move to LA, a place I knew no one, I asked myself the very simple question, WWHD, what would hamster do? And soon, Kia Soul and I were driving across the country together. I was nibbling carrot, blasting music about the future being awesome, and being the hamster. Optimism coursed through my veins. Kia Soul and I really got to know each other on that drive, and I learned some unexpected things about my new companion. Despite its superficial confidence, Kia Soul is ultimately a shy car with a big forehead that just wants to be respected by the Toyota Highlander and Honda CR-V. It waves a timid hello to the other boxy cars on the road like Nissan Cube and Honda Element, even though in its heart, the Kia Soul knows those cars don't respect it. By the end of our long drive, I could see Kia Soul for what it really was, an insecure car with a chip on its shoulder. Inevitably, Kia Soul learned some things about me too. I talked to myself the entire way to California. And when I talk to myself, a lot of it is practicing potential ways I could respond to questions that I don't want to answer. Oh, this car? I bought it with the money that my scorned aunt left me. Good thing she died, or I'd never be able to come out here and follow my dreams. I was kidding. No, I'm not nervous. I'm just like, chill. I'm really looking forward to not knowing anyone in the whole city. I think it will be relaxing. As soon as I arrived in LA, and less than 6 weeks after purchasing my Kia Soul, I was completely humiliated to be driving it. There were memes about it online. Why couldn't it have a normal name that wasn't trying so hard, like Hyundai Elantra? This Soul was such a desperate name. Please think I'm cool, it screamed. Why did it cower in the presence of the other boxy cars? Its lack of confidence repulsed me. Suddenly the hamster commercials made absolutely no sense. What did rodents have to do with cars? And driving it felt like showing up to a normal house party in a costume. All I wanted was for no one to look at me, and I felt that Kia Soul was hindering my efforts. Why are you such a freak? I would ask it. Why do you look like me when I had headgear? I began to talk badly about my car to anyone who would listen. I had dabbled with being a bully towards people, but it often came with backlash and an empty feeling. My own car seemed like the perfect outlet. I hate my car, I'd say. It's so ugly. It's so twee. Two things I was trying desperately not to be. It can't decide if it wants to be an SUV or not. If I were picking someone up, I would tell them beforehand, Just to warn you, I have a Kia Soul. And I believe that my car heard every word I said about it. And at the end of the day, we all just want to be loved. The first time Kia Soul was stolen, I thought, what a perfect way out of owning this ridiculous thing. Let somebody else drive that mouth breather around. I reported the theft to my insurance company and figured that in no time I would be laughing my way to the bank. But the police found it just a few miles from where it had been stolen. This possibility hadn't really occurred to me. All I felt was disgust at seeing it again. Kia Soul had been emptied out completely, except for a large knife in the glove compartment, a gallon of blue raspberry stomach destroyer on the front seat, and a photograph of a friend of mine in her school days, her face burned out with a lighter. It was very ominous. I warned my friend whose face had been burned in the photo to watch out for evil spirits. That car is cursed, she said. Please remember that the car is an inanimate object, I responded. I am cursed, and potentially you are cursed. Not the stupid car. The second time it was stolen a few months later, I shrugged and said, good. This time it was gone for a long time. I forgot about it, and it forgot about me, and we moved on with our lives. We really learned to live without each other. I took the bus and returned to feeling unencumbered if severely inconvenienced. My life became very small and insular, just how I liked it. I couldn't be observed if I never went anywhere. If a person is ugly and twee alone in their room with no one around to see them, are they really ugly and twee? When the police finally found it again and told me to come pick it up, I felt like I was going to pick up a stranger. I prepared myself to find a severed head in the trunk. Not even the thieves want you, I whispered to Kia Soul as I drove it home, but I was surprised by how euphoric I felt. Kias, by the way, are very easy to hotwire. They are trusting, just happy to be chosen. Just one more reason Kia Soul is deserving of ridicule. The third time it was stolen was only a few weeks ago. If I ever see that piece of shit again, I'll set it on fire myself. I lied to my friends, my neighbors, and other riders on the bus. But it felt hollow. I only said these things because I knew Kia Soul didn't want me. It couldn't stand to be driven by me. It couldn't get away from me fast enough. The way I never cleaned it, never nurtured it. All I did was tell people how much it embarrassed me. And what did I expect? All the places it had taken me, and never once had I shown it an ounce of gratitude, only disdain. I talked on and on about how it was so disloyal, always getting stolen, but what about the fact that it had always come back so far? What if it was just a 2-ton machine with a huge 5-head that simply wanted to be loved? And now at night I say a little prayer. I say, if you come back to me, I will get you detailed. I will get you hanging dice and big car eyelashes. I'll treat you not like a burden, but like an equal. I will start referring to you as cute, sporty even. I'll stop making fun of your lisp. I will tell people that our bond is unbreakable, that we're not so different when you get right down to it. If you come back to me, I'll tell them that I love you.